Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Let's do it once again. Out of the hidey hole. Sorry, I just had to swallow some of my spit. I don't know why. Let's grab Wolfie. Wolfie, you're looking a little bit... Oh, he's ready to go. What the crap was that all about? Alright, anyway, he's ready to go. There's a creeper over there, but we don't care. Alright, I didn't think I had that torch up there. That's properly placed hidey hole torch, but let's continue on. Got a lot of good news since the last episode. Actually, before the last episode actually went live, we reached 90%! 90% of our Child's Play charity fundraiser over at farlandsorbust.com. Woof indeed, Wolfie, woof indeed. We are another milestone video behind schedule. I don't know why I'm skipping, but I am. So that... Is this another spawner? I don't really want to deal with another spawner, honestly. Yeah, nuts to it. Nuts to it, I say. We're at 90%. I don't have to deal with such shenanigans. That is $26,539.78 so far this season raised for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com, and you can keep doing that over at farlandsorbust.com. Whoop, 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 got turned around. You can use the chip-in widget on the home page there to do that. I do appreciate it, and yes, like I said, now I'm another milestone video behind. I still have to do 60, 70, 80, and now 90%. Whew, I'm glad I said I would do these milestone videos every 10%. It started off kind of slow, and I'm like, I did the 10%, then the 20%, then all of a sudden, bam, explosion. I wonder who I have to blame for that. Perhaps those fine folks over at Reddit who passed it all around, and then Notch tweeted it out, and other craziness happened, and Rooster Teeth podcast, Gavin mentioned Farlands or Bust, so the word is spreading, and I do appreciate it indeed, even though I am flabbergasted and confused as ever, trying to get these milestone videos. Where's Wolfie? Teleport, you crazy canine. Uh-oh. There he is. Oh, I don't think things were loading up. Things are taking a little slow here. I don't know. I'm kind of testing the limits of the Minecraft 1.7.3 world size. Although, I don't know. I don't think that the world size should really affect loading, because I'm only loading chunks. You know, it's not loading the last 12 months of chunks, because there's no reason to load them into the game, but I don't know how it all works. I'm not all down with that. But yeah, I do, as I was continuing with what I was trying to say, I do indeed have a plan for at least one of these 4 milestones that I'm behind. Whether or not it becomes the 60, 70, or 80%, or maybe even the 90%, but probably sooner than that, because this weekend, you might have seen, if you're subscribed to Seth Billing, that this weekend he is holding a tower control tournament, and he invited me to be a part of it, so I'm going to be a part of it. That is on Saturday, July 14th, this coming Saturday, at 2 p.m. Eastern, and that equates to 6 p.m. UTC/GMT. So that for me is 2 p.m. Eastern. Ow! Is 2 p.m. Eastern. They're ahead of us, so that's 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time and 11 a.m. Pacific, I'm assuming is what that equates to. So yeah, we're going to be doing, he created a cool map called Tower Control. It's a PvP team map, so I'm going to be participating in that. Never did that before, and there's a whole bunch of other very notable YouTubers you can go ahead and check out. I'll put a link in the video description to his introductory video for it. And here's the kicker. How am I doing on coal? Ooh, I could actually use some coal. Watch it, Wolfie. I almost wanged you in the nose. Get. I guess an added bonus for this. This, by the way, he's handling this on his own, and it's not like we're doing this for a milestone video. This is his own deal, and like I said, other YouTubers are taking part independently. Some people like In the Littlewood, I know, and the Crafted Movie guys and stuff like that. I can't remember all of them, but go check out his video introducing it. But part of that video, you will see that fans have a chance to sign up to enter into this little tournament. There is going to be a limit, obviously. We can't have a tournament go on forever. It's a one-day event, so there's going to be a limit, so even if you do sign up, that doesn't guarantee you a spot. And he also said that he's going to be pairing us YouTubers up with each other, so there's very little chance, I'm afraid, that any fans will get teamed up with the YouTubers like myself and the other people mentioned. But yeah, if you do want to be a part of that, go over to his channel or his video. In the video description, I'll put a link. And in his video, he gives links on how you can sign up or how you can watch. He's going to be live streaming it, so I'm excited and nervous. I know one of the things you guys want me to do, and one of the things I want to get better at, is the multiplayer thing. So one way to do that would be to just do this sort of thing with a whole bunch of strangers, and quite a few of them, a lot bigger channels than mine. So that should be a test of my social anxiety fortitude. but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So that is I'm obviously going to be recording that, and that will eventually be up my perspective as one of those milestone videos. Something else I mentioned was doing kind of a quick tour of my telescopes. That's another idea. I have another one in the works I'm working with somebody else on, but we'll get to those. We'll get those out of the way, hopefully before we reach 100%, but there's only 10% left until we reach 100% of our goal, and then I have to start thinking about what to do for the 100% milestone. Da, 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 da. That was the 100% milestone music for whatever reason. But yeah, really do appreciate all the support and stuff like that. Indeedly. As the music serenades us. What else is going on? I guess now that I've used it for a couple days, the steel case leap chair I think is working out. Like I said, I'm still every so often tweaking something, moving the seat forward, seat back, the back stiffness up or down. The lumbar is adjustable. I don't know exactly. They say the lumbar is supposed to hit the point of your spine where your ribs end, but I don't. Where does that actually happen? I don't know. So I'm moving that all around. I am finding a problem with the arm situation, and I think, like I mentioned in the last video, the solution to that is going to be to lower my desk, which is no small task. It's a pretty gigantic desk, and it has a whole bunch of expensive equipment on top of it, and there's a lot of cables and stuff connected, and these two monitors and headsets and mouse and keyboard and external hard drives. Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie. Oh god, he almost pushed me in, you son of a gun, you. He's like, I'll show you who to be careful, yoink. But yeah, I think that's my next priority, but I think it's a good chair. I think the cushion still has a little bit working in to do to conform to the shape of my ass, but we'll see how that goes. I know a lot of people, I was a little bit concerned because people in the reviews on Amazon were saying that the seat cushion is kind of hard, and it is. But not in a bad way. It's not fully compressed, so I think it just has to kind of work into the shape of your tuchus, and that's just how it works. Otherwise, the alternative is the seat I got from Staples, the one this one replaced, was soft, and like the first few weeks it was like, ooh, this is nice, soft and cushy, but then it's so soft that within a month or two, all the cushioning is completely flattened, and then you're basically just sitting on the hard plastic or cardboard shell that's underneath it. So I'd rather have a more firm cushion than no cushion at all. So still working it out. I think it's going to turn out to have been a good investment into my future as a vegetable in front of a computer monitor. Right, Wolfie? Right. He agrees. I am a vegetable. But yeah, I noticed that last night going to sleep, I had some interesting tingling sensations in my arms, or actually my right arm specifically, and I think it was just because I had it set up a little bit too weird for me. The angles on between the desk height and the arm height aren't quite optimized yet, and it might. Let me actually go to sleep here. But it might also have something to do with... Ah, Wolfie! Oh, God. It might have something to do with I'm trying out something else. I know I don't, like I just mentioned, becoming a vegetable. Trying to take breaks every hour or two. And I take breaks, and then I'm doing... This just sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but I'm doing like a set of 20 push-ups. Just to take a break, and it's, to get out of, get away from having to accidentally get carpal tunnel syndrome or anything like that. Not that you guys know I don't belong to any gyms and I don't work out, so this is the extent of my fitness regimen. So I'm trying that. So I don't know, it might have something to do with the fact that I'm not used to doing physical workout with my arms, so probably a poorly planned experiment to change my chair and my arm setup and then also start working them out. So I guess we'll see. I'll keep you updated on the personal fitness of KurtJMac. But in the meantime, let's go to sleep. And a burning zombie nest in a tree. Burning tree zombies. The new album from... Ow! Red Hot Chili Peppers. Indeed. I wonder why he doesn't start the tree on fire. I guess that's part of the game. But yeah, continuing on. I did get a lot of good questions in the last episode. We had some very interesting topics I discussed. So I'll go through some of those. Mostly about dreams. I know I talked about nightmares and dream paralysis, which is an interesting thing. A lot of people asked if I had ever tried lucid dreaming, because apparently sleep paralysis, being on that border between the REM sleep and normal, awakeness, is kind of the area where people who can lucid dream are able to do that. And for those of you who don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's when you're dreaming, you're sleeping, but in your mind you know that you're dreaming, and then instead of waking up like most people do, you realize you're dreaming, you wake up. Instead of waking up, you actually are able to control that, and then you're able to control your dream. You're like Neo in the Matrix. But no, I've read up on stuff like that, and like I said, aside from like video games and astronomy and stuff like that, another thing that really kind of interests me is I don't know how to, the human brain, and I don't know, not psychology, but just the physiology, I guess, of the human brain and things like that. I wrote in college, one of my English papers was all about fear and like the science behind fear and how the chemicals react in the brain and how it's an evolutionary byproduct. Obviously the animals that felt fear were the ones who were able to run away from the predators, as opposed to the other ones who were like, oh, look at this cute saber-toothed tiger coming after me. That's always been a kind of a more of a minor interest of mine in terms of the sciences and things I try to keep up with. But yeah, the lucid dreaming thing I've read up on, and it's something that might come easy for some people, but most cases you have to like train yourself, because there are certain situations that I can say, even if it hasn't been a nightmare, where you realize, hey, something ain't quite right here with this dream, you want to wake yourself up. And I have, in terms of a nightmare, this is kind of like a ravine. That's weird. It's not the right version of the game to have ravines, but okay. And I have like a technique how to wake myself up. Say if I am having a nightmare, say a tornado is bearing down on my house, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to have any more of this business going on, so what I do is I basically, as hard as I can, I roll my eyes into the back of my head. So that is how I personally get out of a dream when I realize I'm dreaming. But I don't quite have the control to like, oh, I'm dreaming. Okay, let's switch things around and actually have fun with this. I can only remember a few instances, and they've all related to the very rare dream where you're flying and able to control it. I'm like, okay, this is obviously a dream. This isn't happening. And then you're able to control kind of you're floating up and down and around. But those usually don't last that long. But I've never gave it a concerted effort. And when I was like researching and learning about lucid dreaming, there are actual like retreats and seminars you can go to that try to teach you, learn how to lucid dream. I'm skeptical of them, and they might be ripoffs, or they might be legitimate, I don't know, but it's certainly an interesting concept, and it would certainly be a whole heck of a lot of fun. It could get away with a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, no, I have yet to master that, and it's yeah, it takes a lot of effort. They say you should keep a dream journal, and then you can start to realize the difference between your patterns in your dreams versus real life. There are certain even devices like little eye, what are those things called? Not eye patches. That's like a pirate. Arr! I'm going to have a lucid dream. Arr! Face masks that you can put over your eye, and then there's a little sensor, a camera that senses your eye, and then when it realizes you have the rapid eye movement, the REM sleep, it'll say blink a very dim light into your eye, and then it'll translate into your dream. And if you recognize that in your dream, then you can say, oh, I'm dreaming. Like, say it manifests itself as like a turn signal on a car in a dream, or in some situation in a dream, you'll start to see a red blinking light. It'll be familiar, and if you train yourself enough, you'll be able to say, oh, I'm dreaming right now, instead of freaking out and waking myself up. My eye patch R has determined that I'm dreaming, so I could now control my dreams. So I think it takes a lot of practice. I'm sure there's some people who maybe do it quite naturally, but for most people, I'm sure it takes quite a bit of practice. But I have yet to dedicate my time. I have probably what would be considered a very poor sleep cycle, where I'm on the computer until 2 a.m. and then go to sleep until 8 or 9 in the morning or something like that. So I'm probably not the first candidate, but woof indeed. Does Wolfie dream? He's daydreaming right now, that's for sure. But yeah, I had a lot of people ask about that. Who asked? In terms of the sleep paralysis, Cantor Zool asked, what is the strangest or most interesting thing you've witnessed during sleep paralysis? For me, sleep paralysis is pretty much a terrifying thing. Because even, like I said, my method of waking myself up is to roll my eyes to the back of my head. During sleep paralysis, that usually doesn't even work either. Or sometimes I find myself in an endless loop where I'll wake myself up, but then I'll still be in another dream or something like that. The Matrix. But I think one of the weirder things that's happened is I believe I felt like I woke up, or I was in my bed facing down, and I felt like a wind on the back. This is really going to sound weird. This is going to be like the weirdest story ever told. But I felt like a wind on the back of my neck, and a weight, like you do with sleep paralysis, like you can't really move. But I was able to peek around my shoulder, and get this, Bart Simpson was pinning me down on my bed and blowing on the back of my head for some reason. And like it wasn't like the cartoon Bart Simpson. I'm sure you've seen the internet memes where some artist has made a realistic looking like Homer Simpson or cartoon characters. It was like the creepy, like terrifying version of Bart Simpson. That freaked me the hell out, and that was a really strange and odd moment of sleep paralysis right there. God, it was so weird. It just sounds so weird when I'm talking about it too. Who's this freak having strange dreams about cartoon characters? But yeah, that's the only thing I can really remember. Otherwise, it's just the normal thing where you're stuck in bed and you don't feel like you can wake up or control your body or scream or anything like that. So, hey-oh, whoa, little fancy parkour there. I'm assuming Wolfie made it through there okay. But yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing. On the other side of the coin, Gruffization asks, what's the best dream you've ever had? Keeping it safe for work. Keeping that in mind. And that's the other thing, since I don't, like I said, one of the things they try to teach you if you want to try to lucid dream is to keep a dream journal. I don't, so a lot of my dreams I just forget the instant I wake up. Or say if I'm having a good dream and I try to go back to sleep to continue that never happens. I'm sure that's the same with a lot of you. That's just impossible to keep that up. But I had a really cool dream recently that was kind of like a backhanded awesome dream. I had a dream that I was an astronaut. Yes, that's an awesome dream for Kurt to have. There's a spawner somewhere underneath here. Screw it. I had a dream that I was an astronaut. But, unfortunately, the dream started after my mission had ended on the space shuttle. Which is the worst possible thing. You're an astronaut and you've been to space, Kurt. But you don't remember a damn thing about it. So I had the whole experience where I was, like, you know, doing, like, the media rounds and, you know, talking in the past tense about my mission, but I didn't actually get the pleasure of being up in space or experiencing a space shuttle launch or anything like that. So yeah, it was a... Are there just a lot of spawners around here? What's going on? I think there are. This is Spawner City. Which is probably not a good place to set up the end of the episode hidey hole here, but yeah, that was what I was saying would be like a backhanded good dream. It's like, lol, sucks to be you. But yeah, we're going to have a normal length episode of Far Lands or Bust today. So let's build the full-size underground hidey hole. Dreams are certainly an interesting topic to talk about, but you can keep asking more questions in the comments below. I would appreciate it so that we don't run out of things to talk about. Since I have some time, I guess I can cook up this iron here since I'm not doing an extended episode and kind of round things off nicely. Do I have any cobblestone? No, I do not. That is the one kink in my plan. Let's do this, blah, 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 cobblestone, very nice. I suppose I can remind you guys to keep heading to farlandsorbust.com to contribute to Child's Play charity. It's got 10% more, and like I've mentioned before, when we do reach 100%, it's not like I'm going to, whoop, stop, you missed your chance to give it to Child's Play charity. I still take donations beyond then, and there will be further funness to be had during the 100% celebration as we continue to raise money for the good cause of Child's Play charity. So, Wolfie agrees. 21, we'll take 3 coal, I think. I guess we'll find out. Let's do that. Let's build a couple beds here. And then, like I mentioned before, check out the video in the link in the video description for information about this Saturday's Tower Control Tournament put on by Seth Bling. And like I said, he'll be live streaming that as well, so check that out. That'll be one of my milestone videos. And I think that's all we have going on for today. So thank you once again for watching. I also wanted to mention that yesterday I had a Space Engine video go up. There was a lot of cool stuff in that video doing Space Engine, the Space Universe Simulator. So if you missed that, go ahead and check that out. Like I said, astronomy is a big passion of mine, so I have a lot of fun making those videos for you guys. So check that out if you haven't. If that's something that interests you, I'd appreciate that. But in the meantime, I appreciate you checking out Far Lands or Bust and subscribing to my channel and following me on this epic quest for flobicity. Indeed. My name is Kurt. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.